My job was in a hospital pharmacy. I knew everything about drugs. Which ones save lives? Which ones end them? And the night I first saw prescription number 741, I stopped. Just for 1 second, but that 1 second was enough. Because what I was looking at was not a mistake. It was a plan. And the woman whose life depended on that prescription had no idea. Welcome back to Calm Drama Stories, where family secrets never stay buried for long. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe and join the family, because today's story has a twist you will never see coming. Today, we are talking about a woman I will call Sarah, who thought she was safe in her own home, with her husband, in her own life, and a pharmacist named Nadia Hussein, who noticed the one thing everyone else had missed. Let's get into it. Sarah Malik was 34 years old when she started getting sick. First, it was just fatigue, then headaches, then nausea, then her hands started shaking. Every doctor said something different. Vitamin D deficiency, anxiety, thyroid, IBS. Her husband, Faisal, a successful real estate developer, came with her to every appointment. He took notes. He asked questions, like a caring husband would. Sarah thought she was lucky. They had gotten married 7 years earlier. A simple court marriage, quiet and small. Sarah's father was not happy about it. He had always been unsettled by Faisal's silence, the kind of man you want to know more about, but who never fully lets you in. But Sarah had fallen in love. And when you are in love, you stop seeing the things you should be looking at. Their home was in a quiet neighborhood in Karachi. Large, beautiful. Faisal's business was doing well. Life looked perfect from the outside. Nadia Hussein was 41 years old and had been working in the pharmacy at City General Hospital for 14 years. She was the most senior pharmacist there. She had processed thousands of prescriptions. Her eyes had developed a sense for patterns, the kind of patterns that even trained doctors sometimes miss. Nadia had a teenage daughter at home, a small apartment, and a work notebook with an orange cover where she wrote down anything that felt unusual. People called her paranoid. She always said, "I'm just doing my job." That November night, when Sarah's prescription came in for the first time, Nadia was on the late shift. 11:40 at night. The hospital pharmacy was about to close. A man walked up to the counter. Smart suit, tired eyes, prescription in hand, Faisal Malik, on behalf of Sarah. Nadia took the prescription. It was a familiar drug, digoxin, used for heart conditions. Normal dosage, 0.125 milligrams daily. This prescription said 0.5 milligrams, 4 times the standard dose. Nadia stopped. She pulled Sarah's file. Checking history was a habit she had never broken. Sarah Malik, 34 years old, no cardiac history, no heart condition on record. So why digoxin? She checked the doctor's name. Dr. Aman Qureshi. Nadia knew him. He was a physician at City General. Nadia looked up at Faisal standing at the counter and said, "One moment, I need to verify something." Faisal smiled. Of course. There was something in that smile, too natural, too calm, that made Nadia feel something she could not name yet. She called Dr. Qureshi. 11:47 at night. Qureshi answered. Nadia gave him the prescription number. Qureshi said, "That is not my handwriting. That is not my prescription." Nadia set the prescription back on the counter. Faisal was still standing there. The smile was still there. "Sorry," Nadia said. "There is a system issue tonight. We cannot dispense this. Please come back tomorrow." Faisal looked at her eyes for exactly 1 second. Then he said, "All right," and he left. The moment the gate closed, Nadia pulled out her orange notebook. She wrote, 11:52 p.m. prescription, Sarah Malik. Digoxin, 0.5 milligrams. Dr. Qureshi confirmed, not his prescription. Submitted by husband. No cardiac history on file. High alert. Then she did something that was not in her job description. She looked up Sarah Malik's phone number from the hospital records, and she called. Sarah answered at 12:15 in the morning. Her voice was thick with sleep. Nadia said, "This is Nadia calling from City General Pharmacy. I am so sorry to call at this hour, but a prescription came in tonight under your name. I just want to confirm, do you have any heart condition?" Sarah said, "No, nobody told me about anything like that. Did your husband mention picking up a prescription tonight?" Silence. Then, "He is home. He went to sleep." "All right," Nadia said. "Please come and see me tomorrow." Alone, Sarah came the next day. Alone. Nadia closed the door. She told Sarah everything. Fake prescription. Wrong drug. Wrong dose. Nadia opened her notebook and explained. Giving digoxin at toxic levels, especially to someone with no heart condition, can cause heart failure. The symptoms: fatigue, nausea, shaking hands, headaches. Sarah's face went pale. "I have all of those symptoms," she said. "For months now." Nadia looked at Sarah for a long moment. Then she said quietly, "Do you trust your husband?" Sarah was silent for a long time. Then she said, "I used to." Nadia told Sarah one more thing. Faisal had a 3 million rupee life insurance policy in his name on Sarah's life. The property Sarah had inherited from her father was in the process of being transferred to Faisal's name. Sarah's signatures were on the documents. Sarah could not remember signing them. "He had me sign things," Sarah said slowly. "He said it was for tax purposes." Nadia said, "You should not go back there today." Nadia sat Sarah in a private waiting room and immediately called Dr. Qureshi. Qureshi confirmed. The fake prescription was clearly not written by him. He called the police. Detective Sana Mirza, 38 years old, sharp, with an ex-military background, was at the hospital within 40 minutes. Nadia placed her orange notebook on the table. 14 years of entries. Everyone time-stamped. Mirza looked at the notebook and took a long breath. "You documented all of this?" she asked. "I always have," Nadia said. Mirza immediately filed for a warrant covering Faisal Malik's phone records and bank transactions. She came back 3 hours later. Her face was completely still. "Sarah," she said, this was not the first prescription. There was a number in the phone records. A man Faisal had spoken to 40 times over 6 months. That man was a discharged hospital compounder. Someone with medical knowledge. Someone with a history. There was a bank transaction. 200,000 rupees to that compounder. 3 weeks earlier, and Sarah's blood tests from 3 months ago showed traces of digoxin. Small amounts, slowly increasing. Faisal had been poisoning her for months. That afternoon, Faisal Malik was arrested at his office. He was in his suit, phone in hand, closing a real estate deal. When the handcuffs went on, he turned once and looked toward the window. Not at the camera, at the window, maybe thinking of Sarah. Sarah was at the hospital. With Detective Mirza, she did not watch the video of his arrest. She said, "I do not want to see it." She just looked out the window. Her eyes were dry. Sometimes staying silent is harder than crying. The case was strong. Fake prescription, bank transactions, phone records, blood test results, and Nadia's orange notebook, the result of 14 years of habit, became the most important piece of evidence for the prosecution. Faisal's lawyer argued circumstantial evidence, No direct proof that Faisal himself administered the drug. The judge listened to Nadia's testimony for 2 hours. Every entry, every timestamp, every observation she had quietly written down. Then Sarah testified. She sat perfectly still, like stone, and went through everything one by one. The fatigue, the nausea, the shaking hands, the signs she had not understood, and one thing she had never told anyone before. 6 months earlier, Faisal had said to her late one night, "If something ever happened to you, I would have nothing left." She had taken it as something romantic at the time. Now she understood. It was a rehearsal. Faisal Malik was sentenced to 15 years. Attempted murder, fraud, forgery. Sarah spent 3 weeks in the hospital. It took time for her blood tests to normalize. When she finally came home, it was her father's house, her childhood home. She stood at the front door for an hour. She could not make herself go in. Then her father opened the door from the inside. He had been watching through the window. He did not say a word. He just held out his hand. Sarah walked in. Some relationships break, some come back. 6 months later, Sarah opened a small bakery from her home kitchen. She had loved baking in college. Faisal had talked her out of it. Too much time wasted, he had said. Now Sarah had nothing but time. And the bakery. 1 year later, Sarah went back to the hospital. She brought a white box tied with a simple ribbon. Inside were homemade cookies. She had baked them herself. Nadia was on shift. Same counter, same uniform. Sarah set the box on the counter. Nadia looked at it, then looked at Sarah. "You did not have to do this," Nadia said. Sarah said, "You told me something once. Do you remember?" Nadia thought for a moment. "You told me. Do not go back there today." "Yes, that was the best advice anyone has ever given me." Nadia closed her eyes for 1 second. Then she picked up the cookie box, smiled, and said, "Take care of yourself." Sarah walked toward the exit on feet that were no longer tired, no longer shaking, no longer uncertain about where they were going. She had her life back, and she was walking forward. That was Sarah's story. A woman who could not see the danger inside her own home. And a pharmacist who simply did her job, but did it so carefully, so quietly, and so completely that one life was saved because of it. If today's story made you think about someone close to you, reach out to them. Some things should not go unsaid just because they feel uncomfortable. Say them because someone is listening. And if you are in a situation where something does not feel right, trust one person, just one. Drop a comment and tell me, have you ever done something small for someone that ended up meaning everything to them? Subscribe. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. The next story is coming, and it goes even deeper. I will see you there.